Across the Spider-Verse doing so well in the box office, a live-action Spider-Man Miles Morales film has been confirmed recently. So I have the perfect casting out of all those you have ever seen. Just wait, you are gonna absolutely love this. But first off, Spider-Man would subscribe, so make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you guys get notified of my uploads. Without further ado, let's jump into it. To begin with, we gotta start with the perfect story. And honestly, it comes from the video games in my opinion. Spider-Man Miles Morales, the video game, had the perfect introduction of Miles with the duo power of Peter Parker Spider-Man. And I know a lot of you will probably be like, no, Peter Parker and Miles Morales' fatherly son bond from Into the Spider-Verse was the perfect scenario. And I'd honestly say you're wrong.
What did you say?
Because in my opinion, the Spider-Man video games did it perfectly with the brother-brother scenario. And what I mean by this is I always thought every time I've ever seen Miles Morales and Peter Parker together, I always just see Peter Parker being that older brother to Miles Morales, teaching him the reins of Spider-Man and what it means to have power with responsibility. It just makes sense. It's almost the same scenario that they were kind of going with the older Peters in No Way Home with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, right? Like that is the perfect scenario to continue the story. First off, it is the most comic book vibe, but if we're going with the Spider-Verse scenarios and we're bringing Miles Morales into live action through the multiversal plane and travel and all the what haps of the MCU, it makes sense to have Tom Holland's Peter literally be the brother because of the age differences between the two characters for Miles Morales. You got to realize that the MCU Peter will always be a little bit older, right? And he will only be a little bit older, okay? He will never be fully like a father figure because of Tom Holland's age and the actor that most likely will portray Miles Morales in the live action series. So with all that further ado, I think the best scenario will be a Miles Morales and Peter Parker brother-brother vibe. Like literally just imagine the Spider-Man Miles Morales video game brought into live action. Like, guys, it's the perfect scenario and it's sitting right in front of our faces. Please, for the love of God, let Phil Lord and Chris Miller direct this live action. I'm telling you right now, don't find some MCU director or someone's been, wanting to showcase their talents, whatever. No, I'm sorry, you missed your opportunity with this one because the perfect directors already exist, and that is from the Spider-Verse trilogy, okay? After Beyond the Spider-Verse, the last movie in the Spider-Verse trilogy with Miles Morales, the story ends there with the animation side. But we already know a live action Miles Morales film has been confirmed. So why not just take one of the best directors from animation films ever and bring them over to the live action MCU movie? If that doesn't happen, I don't know what Marvel's thinking, and they have a missed opportunity, and literally Kevin Feige should be fired.
Yeah, that was kind of harsh, my bad.
They're sitting right in front of your face. Give them the opportunity to show what they can do in a live action film. I feel like that's a no-brainer to any fan because I'm telling you guys right now, they got the juice right now. They know the story of Miles. They brought Miles into a fandom that was all about Peter Parker and allowed people that didn't read the comics of Spider-Man become fans of Miles Morales, guys. They made Miles Morales a fandom icon. Let them run with it. But without further ado, I'm sorry I had to go on my soapbox just a little bit. Let's get into my perfect fan casting for the Miles Morales film. Now, some of these you guys might not agree with because there has been some controversy between like who is the best and who should play him and who is this. This is my opinion, so if you don't agree with it, you can drop a comment and argue in the comments because honestly, I want to hear you guys' fan castings and I don't want people to get butthurt about things. I want to see it. I want to see the best fan casting that you have because maybe you'll deter my picks. But these are my picks based off of not only looks, but also acting skill and prowess in Hollywood. So, all right, starting off is we got to start with the villains of this movie, right? Because without a good villain, you don't have a good superhero film. A good villain is what builds the tension in the film and lets you start feeling what's going on and feel for the villain in a way where you almost recognize like the villain might be in the right.
Let's hear him out. Let's hear him out.
So my perfect villains for the first Miles Morales film is you got to pick the best villains that have ever happened in his comics. And that would be two, starting with the Tinkler. That's right, you might remember the Tinkler from the Spider-Man Miles Morales game. And they actually made her the best friend of Miles, which I think would be a great scenario because of how the story played out in the game. It really was a very emotional time when you find out that your best friend is the villain that you've been looking for. And someone that literally thinks they are doing right. And this can be a dude or a girl, but I have to go with, for my fan casting, Jasmine Brown, who, if you guys don't know, actually played the voice of the Tinkler in the Miles Morales video game. And in recent film news, she also just played in the Scream franchise in Scream 5 and 6. But honestly, bringing her, she's still young, she can easily still play the Tinkler. And when you already got a storyline based around a character that someone has already played, they already know how to play that character. So bringing that same character into live action and using the exact same model and voice from the character in an animation or video game just makes sense. Let her run with it, baby. Now, moving on to the next villain who I think would have played the best storyline to any Miles Morales live action to start. Because of one, recognizability because of already being trendy and appearing in other Spider-Man projects, and two, the actor that portrays him definitely deserves to be in a Miles Morales film. And that character is going to be the Prowler, or as you guys know, is Miles's uncle, who becomes one of the best villains for Miles Morales of all time. First off, pitting family against each other in a film creates so much tension and vulnerability in the characters that it makes for the perfect hero-villain story. And second off, the person that I would get to play him is none other than Donald Glover, or Childish Gambino for all you rap fans. Because first off, they were already going to use him in the MCU. Hence, spoilers for Across the Spider-Verse, why he showed up as a cameo in the animation, as an anomaly. But let's make that shift back, and let's make Donald Glover be the Prowler. Now, I know he has another project coming up in the MCU that he plays another character, but let's be honest, it's the MCU, it's the multiverse, anything can happen. But I feel like Donald Glover needs and deserves a spot in a Miles Morales film because he's the one that helped drive Miles Morales' character and advocate for him to become a Spider-Man by actually being the first voice of Miles Morales in an animation and then helping pivot into becoming the Prowler and getting the recognition he deserves. I'm telling you right now, if that doesn't happen, it's an injustice and Marvel needs to be sued.
He did not just... Did you just say that?
Moving right along, we're definitely going to have our Peter Parker. We still got to go with our MCU boy Tom Holland because he still has plenty of Spider-Man left in him. Next up, we have to go with Miles' best friend, Genki. And honestly, I don't know another actor that could play him so good as the voice actor that played him in the Spider-Man Miles Morales game, which was Johnny Lim. Again, going with someone that already has played the character, already knows how to play him, feel him, looks like him because he was modeled after him, makes so much sense. Don't change what already works.
Cool. Yeah. If it ain't broke.
Moving right along, we have to go with his parents now, right? We got to find the actors that will fit the dynamic duo of Miles Morales' parents. Starting off with Jefferson Davis, which is his dad. I'm sticking with Brian Tyree Henry, okay? Bring him from the animation of the Spider-Verse and bring him in. Granted, yeah, he's a bit of a thicker guy than what we see in classic animation and the comics, but let's be honest, this man played him so well and is still old enough to potentially be a parent. He's been growing as an actor. It's perfect to continue that growth with him. And then for his mom, Rio Morales, I'm going to go ahead and go with Gina Rodriguez. She, again, is similar to the age of Brian Tyree Henry, so it fits that they would obviously be married. And now, the moment you have been waiting for. Of the two most important characters, I would say, for this first character, we have to bring her over from the Spider-Verse films. She has such a strong fan base, and that is Gwen Stacy, or aka Spider-Gwen. And although Hailee Steinfeld has already said that she would love to be the live-action Gwen, I don't know if I would definitely go with her because there's too many good options that just fit the character a little bit more, in my opinion. On top of that, let's go with someone a little bit younger, hence that they are 15, 16 years old, and it just makes sense to go with someone that is obviously from a younger age. So my top pick was between two extraordinarily and really recently trending actresses. And those were between Emma Myers from Wednesday and Millie Alcock from House of the Dragon. And mine has to go to Millie Alcock. And the reason I pick her, I feel like she fits the look a little bit more. From her acting prowess that we have already seen, her characters fit more of a Spider-Gwen, someone that is more like tomboy. And I feel like her acting fits that a little bit more in my opinion. And then finally, the man you've been waiting for, Miles Morales. Who will be our lead character? Who will be our leading man for the Spider-Man film? Who will be the Spider-Man in this film?
If it's going down, it's gonna go down here.
In my opinion, there's been two actors that have been going around trending for a while, and we'll get to them in a second. Shameik Moore actually wants to play him. He is planning on losing weight for a shot at the live-action Miles Morales. He said he's gonna get fit, lose some weight. Sorry, buddy. I love you as Miles. I think you got the voice acting down, but I just don't think you will ever fit the look of a live-action Miles Morales. First off, you're not 15 to 16 years old, and you will never pass as 15 or 16 years old. Second off, We got to go with someone that is trendy. We got to go with someone that is going to get the job done. Good actor, good acting prowess. So with all that being said, the two actors that are most trending for the Miles Morales character is Miles Brown, who has advocated playing Miles Morales for a long time and actually has the acting prowess and the acting accreditation to get the job done, as well as being friends with Tom Holland already. That's like the perfect scenario right there, right? But then you also have fans that are wanting Caleb McLaughlin, which, if you guys don't know, has been growing recently and actually got very good accreditation from the Duffer Brothers for being on Stranger Things, especially in the last season, with them being so surprised with how much Caleb has grown in his acting skills. Out of those two, it feels like there's a very strong choice and then someone that can literally still get the job done as well. And I'm gonna go with the underdog, Caleb McLaughlin. First off, he looks more like Miles in my opinion, especially if they take the Spider-Verse Miles Morales animation and bring that into live action. Caleb fits the look a little bit more to me than Miles Brown does. Second off, we've heard that his acting skills have been absolutely phenomenal in Stranger Things here recently, and I feel like that can easily transfer over into the MCU, and I've been sold on him for a very long time. And let's point this out, he is also the same exact age as Millie Alcock. It already fits that Miles and Gwen, you know, personification, the dynamic that people are looking for, as well as they'll grow together with these characters and possibly see a stronger romance blossom between them. So without further ado, that is my fan casting, and I don't know how you guys feel about it. You probably hate it, you probably love it, you probably are cussing me out in the comments right now, but who would you guys choose? Who would your perfect fan casting of a live action Miles Morales Spider-Man film be? Because maybe you have the best casting that I haven't thought about. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you at the movies.